Welcome back. I'm Captain Gluten-Free. I do have celiac disease. It is not a diet. I wish it was a diet so I can actually cheat on it once in a while, but I can't cheat because if I do, it is going to put me down for a couple of days and it doesn't feel nice and it doesn't come out nice. So I've had it for quite some time. If you want to know anything about it, just ask in the comment section. But I'm here today to talk about Tom and some of the things that we've done when we were younger. We were stupid. We were kids, you know. Boys do what boys do. And I got two stories for you today. It may be three if we have some time. But the first one I'm going to talk about is the time that I got shot. So we were at Larry's house, and Larry always had the new Nintendo, the new Sega. He was always, you know, up on his gaming at the time, and we would always go over his house, and it'd be a treat because he would make us a ham and cheese sandwich on wheat bread or white bread, excuse me, and he always used Miracle Whip, and we knew back then Miracle Whip was more expensive than Hellmann's, so we knew always we either got state funded mayonnaise or Hellmann's, and that was the cheap stuff. The Miracle Whip was the good stuff, and when we went over there, it was a treat. Anyway, with that being said, Larry would sit to the left of his bed on the stool that he made, everybody made in woodworking class in school, and I'm pretty sure everybody had done that. And he would sit there, and I would sit at the edge of the bed facing the TV playing the game, and whoever turn it was would sit at that spot, and we'd change out. So at this time, Larry was sitting to my left, Tom was sitting to my right, and I was my turn playing. Well, Larry ended up, for some reason, he acquired a BB gun, a rifle BB gun that you pumped up, and he showed this to us and like, yo man, you are the wrong person to be having something like that. So we're like, it ain't loaded. He's like, no, it ain't loaded, it ain't loaded. So as we're playing, you know, I'm doing my turn and everything, this puff of air poof inside of my face. I'm like, boy, yo, what? And what he would do, he found it was cool to pump it up and shoot at us, and the plume of air would come out and, you know, and hit us, and, you know, it was annoying. Nobody wants any gun pointed at them, and he would continually do this as me and Tom would switch, you know, turns. He would constantly do this. So finally we got upset, and we're like, yo, cut that out, man, put it away. And he put it away for a while. It was Tom's turn to play, and we were talking smack between each other about the game, and he was playing, and I'm sitting to his right, and I had noticed that the rifle was now laying on the side, and I grabbed it, and I picked it up, and I pumped it up, and I thought it was just air, and I held it up to Tom's head, and he goes, don't play like that, and he took his hand, and he shoved it down, and it went down into my leg, and went off. Larry had loaded it with pellets, like a dum-dum. And I got shot in my leg. And all of us were like, oh shit. And I'm bleeding, my leg's bleeding. And it wasn't that bad, but it was the whole thing that it went off, and I now have a BB stuck in my leg. And you should have seen Tom's face, and Larry was like, oh shit. He didn't care about my leg, he cared about getting in trouble with his mom. And I was so mad. I looked at him and said, ah, lucky you, my boy. And I got up and I walked out the house, and I got to the famous path, which you'll hear about later. And I started walking back to my house, and, you know, a couple minutes later, Larry came up behind me. We made up, you know, boys, and, you know, everything. And we're like, yo, that's Larry's the one who started this. You know what I mean? And me and Tom were like, you know, we're gonna get him. And we tried to think of something to do to him, you know, that would get him back for his stupidity of bringing that BB gun out. And as we're walking back to my house, we're plotting to do things, plotting to do stuff to him. You know, what can we do? So I had this stupid idea. We're down in my room, and we had at the time the portable phones. You know, you picked up the antenna, and I said, call Larry's mom, call him, tell her what happened, and Tom calls, and he's like, yeah, how you doing, Mrs. Larry? We're gonna call her that. Yeah, Ed, we had to bring him to the hospital. You know, the ambulance, everything came, and he's been shot, and he's convulsing, and he hangs up. And we're laughing, and so the laughing turned to, oh shit, what did we just do? And we both looked at each other like, yo, I'm not gonna stay here. And we jetted out the house like we're gonna escape. You know what I mean? Like nobody's ever gonna find us. And we started walking down the street and towards girlfriend number 3's house. And we stopped by there and we told her what had happened. And she was like, yo, y'all some assholes. That's not cool. He's probably in so much trouble right now. And we're laughing like, whatever, man. That's what he gets. Whatever he gets, he gets. And we leave him. And I had worked at a Chinese restaurant down the street. Yeah, I know. A Hispanic ran at a Chinese restaurant. Anyway, we wanted to go there to hide out. But as we are approaching the restaurant, a vehicle is coming down the street behind us. And we turn around and it's starting to slow down. We're like, yo, what's up? And this ain't that kind of neighborhood, you know? And this person tries to run us over and runs on the sidewalk, you know, on us. And we jump out of the way like, yo, what's up? It is Larry. Larry, he pulls out the window. F you guys. I hate you guys. I'm never going to come ever again to help any one of you ever again. I hate you. And he sped off. And we are laughing. We, you know, like, man, what happened? But what ended up happening was Larry ended up, his mother told him what she can make out from the phone call. And he put 2 and 2 together that, oh my God, Ed got shot and he got lead poisoning and had to go to the emergency rooms convulsing. And everybody knows BBs ain't lead, they copper. And some of them now are just plastic. And so he had used up his one-time use of his father's Taurus at the time, that he only gets to use it one night a week, to come to the emergency room in town to come to his boy's aid. And his father says, this is your one time using the car. If this is what you want to use it on, you know, that's it. And he said, no, I gotta go. It's my fault. You know what I mean? I gotta go. So he drove, he said, like a bat out of hell when we had talked to him, up to the emergency room, ran into the emergency room, was like, yo, my boy's in here. It's my fault. He got shot. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. He said he was in tears. It's my fault. And everybody calmed him down. I was like, yo, calm down. Who are you looking for? Who got shot? He's like, my boy. You know, we're going to call me Captain Gluten-Free. And they're like, sir, we think somebody been playing a joke on you. Ain't nobody up in here tonight that got shot. And he's like, what? Oh. Thus he went look for us, and that's when he found us. He eventually, you know, he's my boy now, and he got over it, and we made up. But that is a story of me getting shot. So stay tuned for another one. I'm gonna stop this for a little bit. My name's Captain Gluten-Free. I hope you enjoyed the story. Like, subscribe, because it helps me out to retire earlier. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I made your day. I hope I put a smile on your face. Me doing these videos puts a smile on my face. Captain Gluten-Free out. Welcome back. I'm Captain Gluten-Free. I have 2 stories today. And if you've been following my series, the first volume I did was about a ghost story I had. True story, when I was in the military. And another one, I need to stop rocking this chair, I'm sorry. And another one is when I met my guardian angel. So in this volume, I don't know which one I'm going to label it yet, but today we're going to talk about Tom. I think it was the summer of '98, maybe. So you're going to enjoy this. And let me tell you, all this stuff's true. The only thing that's changed is the names of the people, because I haven't cleared it with them to make this. So let's get started. Tom is Irish, and Tom is a great representation of the typical Irish man. He plays hard, he works hard, he drinks hard, he's a lover, he's a fighter, he's everything that you would expect, and he's my boy. And with that being said, and that, you know, that little bit about him, he's a stand-up gentleman. So when we were young, Tom and Larry lived on the other side of the high school. The high school separated us. I lived in front of the high school. They lived in back of the high school. And in back of the high school, the football fields, the fences, the condos, and there is an old set of train tracks that went through town that separated my section from their section, and a little set of woods. So one day, Tom was dating girlfriend number 2 in the condos, and he was walking to her house, and after that he was supposed to come to my house. So as he left his house, they had begun construction on removing the train tracks from the path to make it into a walking path. And with this construction, they put up chicken fences all around the area so people wouldn't walk through the section where they had made berms and fences and stuff that people can get hurt. But they did this in sections, but they didn't tell nobody, because remember, this is in the woods. So as Tom is leaving, he decides to walk straight through this construction area and get on the path to make it easier for him to get to girlfriend number 2's house. As he's going over the berm, it is close to nighttime, so it's kind of dark, and he ends up running, I guess, really fast down this berm, and the fence, the chicken fence that was up, he ended up hitting the pole right on. The chicken fence pole was sticking straight up, and it happened to pierce Tom right through his ball sack. Split it right open. I'm telling you, you cannot make this up. I don't know what he was feeling or how bad it was. I don't even want to mention this, but Tom ended up going back to his house and asking one of his family members to bring him to the doctors because he's injured. And they gave him a really hard time. They're like, look, man, yo, man, you need to take yourself to the hospital. But eventually he talked him into bringing him to the hospital. He brought him to the hospital. They didn't drop him off at my house. They brought him back home, and he decided to leave and walk. He walked to his girlfriend number 2's condo in the middle, and her father did not like him. So he was sent away. He was like, look, man, you bleeding. You got, what's wrong with you? Get away from my house, my family. So he walks to my house, and he tells me what happened. And I didn't want to see it, but, he don't lie. So it was funny. And what made this, it's not funny, but it's funny because when he was explaining to me, when he went to the emergency room and they put him in, they're prepping him, they had to shave his bowels. The nurse that came in to prep him, she was giggling as she was taking care of it. I'm pretty sure it didn't make him feel any better. But anyway, with that being said, I don't know if it was a couple weeks or whatever. I'm pretty sure he didn't heal up from that. But Tom decided to come to my house again and walk. And he went through the same area. Now it's all finished. The construction area is done. And it just so happened, it's at night. and Tom gets jumped. Somebody pulls a knife out on Tom. Says, "Give me your money." Tom, being Tom, ends up swinging at this dude and knocking him down to the ground and starts taking off running. But before he can get away, the dude stabs Tom in the butt cheek. Oh my God. Stabs him in the butt cheek. He runs to his girlfriend number two's house and asking for help. And the father don't want him in the house, don't want nothing to do with him, sends him away. He goes back home and he's like, "Oh, I just got mugged, I just got stabbed." And they're like, "Come on, man, come on." And another family member, different one, takes him to the hospital. And I think he said it was the same nurse and doctor there at night. And I'm pretty sure he was pretty popular. But he ends up bringing him home. He comes to my house and he's telling me what's going on. And I'm like, "Man, you lying, man. There's no way in one summer you gonna get your balls, you know, ripped open. You gonna, at the state park, you gonna get almost jabbed in the eye. You got stabbed in the leg, you know what I mean? And now you telling me you got stuck in the butt." He pulls his pants down. There's a big old bandage on his eye. Like, oh my God. Bro, man, you need to stay home or do something because nature don't like you, Tom. That's my story of Tom. But if y'all remember Larry, my other friend, there was a going joke around about Larry and Larry's basement. When we would go over to Larry's house, I told you before in another story that Larry would make us ham and cheese sandwiches, and it was a treat, and we got Miracle Whip on it, and it was special. But when Larry would go into the kitchen, in his house was the door to the basement, and we've known this dude since we were like 8, 9 years old, and we have never been in his basement. We were only allowed to go in the living room, his room, the bathroom if we're lucky, and that little kitchen, but never to the back of the kitchen where the door was. Growing up, nobody was ever allowed back there. And when you tried to go back there, "What you doing? You know, get out of here." And he would, you know, rush you out. "My mom don't want nobody down there." And for years, you know, we were like, "Yo, man, Larry's got dead bodies in the basement." And, you know, that'd be the joke forever. And so, growing up, you know, we all go our separate ways. And I am now in the military. I've been to war already, and I come home on leave. And yes, Larry is at the time still living at home. And I went to visit him, and we're doing the same thing like we did before I left, you know. He's sitting in this seat, I'm sitting in the edge of his bed, we playing, at the time I think it was a PlayStation. And I looked over at him, and Larry was there too. He ended up, he was in town that time too, so that's where we met. And so we're all back together, all three of us. And we said, "For real, man, we all grown, man. I've been to war, you know? What's in your basement, man? Why don't you let nobody down there?" And Larry's like, "Y'all really want to see what's down there?" And me and Tom were like, "Yeah." And he's like, fine, I'm tired of this. I'm going to bring you down there. Y'all ready?" And I'm a grown man. I got scared. I was scared. I was like, "Yo, I ain't going back to the Air Force. Something's going to happen to me." So, yo, maybe one of us should go at a time so the other one can get away. We didn't know, you know. And so he's bringing us to the other side of the kitchen, and he opens his door, which we have never seen the other side of this door since we've been grown. We've known this dude for over 20-something years and never seen his basement. And we were fighting who was gonna go first. And we're looking down the stairs, and it's a wooden stairs, and he turns the light on, and we're trying to look for, you know, what are we gonna see? We don't know what's dead bodies or something. He's like, "Just go." Go ahead, man. So he goes down there first, and you can see him down there in his feet. He was like, he probably got like a gun. He's going to bat or something. You know? So we sneaked downstairs and we're looking, and it was nice. It was clean. It wasn't a finished basement, but in his basement, in the middle of the basement, not touching the walls, I think they were on pallets, was Avon boxes. As tall as me. I'm 6'1". And they were nicely stacked. They were all in a nice square. And he's like, there, now you guys know. Now you guys know. I don't want to hide it no more. And I'm like, yo, it's Avon boxes. This is what you've been hiding all these years? My mom sells Avon, and I was just ashamed of it. And I'm like, for real? You hid this from us all these years because it's Avon? Like a monster Avon boxes? Man, we had ghost stories, horror stories made up of this basement, and it's Avon stories? Yo, we need to not tell nobody about this. Because he gonna be some punks. People find out about this. And he's like, get out of my basement. Get out of here. I want to see y'all know. Get out of here. So we left. And that is the story of Larry's basement. Just a little special story at the end of this. Thanks for listening to me. I'm going to try to edit this as best as I can. But please like and subscribe. And I have so many more stories. I am hopefully getting better at telling them. I'm not stuttering anymore. And I hope you're enjoying it and are enjoying how I tell them. I truly was blessed with a good friends and family, even though my household situation wasn't the best. You know, we had to make it the best, and my friends ended up being my family, and that's what saved me so I can be the best for my wife and my kids now. So God bless. Thanks for watching. Captain Gluten-Free out.